Hey guys! Today I wanted to make a video as I actually got inspired by one of you guys' comment. You asked me, how do I find encouragement and motivation to go on and to know what I want to do. As on my previous video, I was explaining a bit on what I would say to my younger self, and so I got inspired by your comment to go a little bit deeper on the aspect of, you know, getting that courage and motivation and actually like not falling back to the old habits, but actually pursuing what you want to do. So I'm gonna talk about 3 points in this video, and they're all related to, you know, where my motivation is coming from and how I have the courage to follow my own instincts rather than falling back to the old habits and beliefs that I've had for the past 10 years. You know, whether it's about how to make money, how to live my life, how to plan, how to think even, you know, on a daily basis. So they're all related, so bear with me. So I feel like the first point I want to talk about is actually the full embracement of the ability to restart. So you have to be okay, and you have to give yourself space, and you have to allow yourself the space to actually fully restart without any hassle, without anything, you know, trying to rush you, hurry you, or, you know, do things that don't really serve you. But really, when you take charge of that, you allow yourself that space, the time and space, to whether, you know, you're switching careers or whether there's something big happening in your life and it requires a lot of your energy and focus, to really allow yourself to that time, to allow yourself for the change to happen. Because for me, well, yeah, my example is, for the past 10 years I have worked in many corporate environments, and I thought that, you know, working 9 to 5 is the only safest and securest way to earn money and to plan your life and to plan when I'm gonna have a family and blah 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 whatnot. And so when that ended, because of, you know, things that I didn't control, things were out of my control, when that ended for me, I just realized that there is no going back, and that I really need to process this. I really need to process the time from switching from being employed to being self-employed, to actually doing that for myself, the plan that I always wanted to do, to actually now fulfill and realize it. And so once you go through that process, it can take a long time, it can take a short time. From my experience, it took a couple of months, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't easy and as black and white as, you know, I might have thought in the past on how this would look like. But it really is an actual switch, and instead of resisting the change and resisting what you're feeling, you should allow it. And that's what I try to do. I try to just be with the change and try to just see where this change is leading me, because I have decided that in that moment when things have, you know, ended for me, they were out of my control, out of my hands. In that moment, I have told myself, after 10 years, I am not going back to that same lifestyle. If I want a different life, and if I want to live differently, I have to make a change. I have to grab life by my hands, and I have to make an actual change for myself. I have to make a change in the things, you know, the things I'm doing, how I'm thinking, how I think I should think. And so when I allowed myself the time and space to, you know, transition from being employed to being self-employed, and actually, like, you know, doing what I set out to do and not falling back to the same habits and beliefs that I've had for the past 10 years. And so when I did that, I of course experienced days where my motivation and encouragement was pretty on the lower end. You know, not every day was a high up day. It was very, like, different, of course. And so I realized that if I'm going to rely on motivation or encouragement as a feeling or emotion, I'm probably not going to get very far, because, you know, that's like being dependent on what mood you wake up in, right? But the whole point is, and that I realized that as well, is to not rely on motivation or encouragement in the form of waiting for an emotion or waiting for that spark to happen, because then you're just waiting. You're kind of like letting things in control of not yourself, but like things that have happened to you or subconsciously what you're going through. And so the point for me was to not rely on it, like on an emotion or something to spark up, but rather to just create my own emotion or spark. Maybe that sounds weird, but what I mean with that is to take action in my hands, because I realized that the only thing blocking me or stopping me from, you know, where I want to be, since I knew that I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5, a corporate environment, but I want to pursue my own business, I realized that, you know, I just have to do it. There is no other way. And so I have to do it, but I can't rely on emotions or anything to just pop up, right? I have to be in control, and I have to know how to control my mind, or how to control what I'm doing and what I'm feeling. And yeah, I'm not talking like, you know, to control your mind like a mind freak or whatever, but just to really just realize that some things just don't serve you, some beliefs don't serve you, certain aspects of life that you may have believed for the past years, like me for the past 10 years, just are not, you know, what I thought they were. So it's okay to change. Essentially, you're just changing from one belief to another, or it's just about what serves you, what is serving you the best, and that's what you should follow. But anyway, to not, you know, rely on emotions for motivation or encouragement, but rather take action. And once, you know, you allow yourself the time and space to transition, you will be able to change your perspective on things, perspective of letting go of the old beliefs, old systems that are not serving you anymore, because you want to do the new thing, you want a new life, a new reality. And so for me, that was that transition point from becoming unemployed to self-employed, and just realizing the blockages that I've had, because if I only believed in one belief, then I kind of like, I don't know, didn't give myself trust that I could maybe have my own business and do something with my own business, instead of just getting a job and being in the same loop over and over and over and over again. And so you let go of certain beliefs, letting go of certain beliefs, not waiting for an emotion or encouragement to spark up, but rather just taking small actions. You know, it can be the smallest action. It can be going on a walk. It can be deciding what something new you're gonna try out. It can be anything really, as long as you're trying and doing something, taking small actions, small, big actions, whatever it is that you want to do. Every action counts. And I've noticed that too. If I feel that, you know, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know what I want to do, maybe I have too much on my plate, or maybe I have no clue what I want to do, I just realized that then it's just best to just take a step back. Don't judge yourself in these moments. It's okay not to know. I mean, you know, take a step back, relax a bit, take a breath, go for a walk. Usually by switching things up, new thoughts or new ideas come as well. And that's why I like to record these videos outside as well, because when I'm inside and I just talk to the microphone and to a camera, I feel a bit scripted, even though I don't really write anything. I just talk like this, but I feel way more natural outside. So and what's also beautiful, when you take, you know, any action, small, big, you take a step back, when you take any action, you build a trust to yourself, because when you decide for yourself that you want a new life, you want a new reality, you want this or that, the only thing stopping you from that is yourself, is by not doing it. The difference between doing and not doing is doing or not doing, right? It's up to you if you want to do something with your life, and if you want, you know, to figure out what you want to do. In order to figure out what you want to do, you should definitely try out new things and try out different things. Try to let go of an old belief. And I like to think that by feeling uncomfortable or maybe doing uncomfortable things, you might realize certain things as well, and that helped me too. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the comments, and if you have any ideas or any topics you would like me to talk about or something like that, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And yeah, I hope that you have a nice day. It's a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.